Welcome back to Extraordinary Connection for another one of these daily devotionals put on by this group of United Methodist clergy I am so glad to be a part of. My name is Dylan Burns. I'm the pastor at Manchester United Methodist Church, and today I'm standing out here in my backyard out under the sun. Friends, as we've gone through this crazy season that still continues of needing to be separated from each other to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus, I've realized just what a toll it can take on me to spend so much time indoors. And I never really thought about it before, but over this past week or so, I've been trying to get outside at least once a day to go for a walk or a run or do something that puts me out under the sun. And so if you happen to be watching this right now and you think to yourself, I don't know the last time that I've been outside, consider this your invitation. Just press pause on this video, go outside, and take a little walk. Stay 6 feet away from everybody else, but go for a walk just the same. And then come on back and finish the rest of this video refreshed from your time outdoors. I've been thinking about journeys a lot, about taking walks from one place to another as we find ourselves here in the middle of Holy Week. Holy Week seems like more than just a stretch of days on the calendar. It really truly is a journey from Palm Sunday all the way to Easter, from celebration to difficult times and back to celebration. And many years we take this journey and it feels like just a casual walk down the road, a comfortable path that we've followed before. And this year, I'm thinking it's going to feel just a little bit different, a little more unfamiliar underfoot, a little bit more challenging as we go. And friends, it might be a lot longer than usual. For we just had Palm Sunday, and Easter is coming, but it might not feel like Easter arrives for a while yet. We might not yet feel the joy of being together and celebrating resurrection for a little while. It's a more challenging journey that we're taking this year, which has me thinking about Psalm 121. Throughout this time, I've been leading a small group over the Psalms with my church, and particularly this group of Psalms from near the middle of the book, called the Ascent Psalms. They're ones that, so far as scholars can tell, were probably said or sung as groups were making a pilgrimage on into Jerusalem, a journey that was sometimes challenging, sometimes intense, sometimes life-threatening. And so this is the context that we come to Psalm 121, which is a familiar one for many, particularly those first few verses, which I'd like to read for you right now. I raise my eyes toward the mountains. Where will my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I've heard this psalm more than a few times throughout my life, and perhaps you have too. And very often, folks who have been out to the Holy Land, who have themselves gone into Jerusalem, will tell stories about what that journey, what that path is like. And so I've heard that sometimes the path is at the bottom of the landscape with these giant hills rising up on either side, and so there's a lot to look around at the scene around you. And it's a vulnerable place where people can come down on you and you can't get out very easily, susceptible to thieves, to robbers, to things like that. And so, friends, I could try to dig out one of those stories for you, but I've never been there. I don't know what that is like. What I think perhaps is an appropriate alternative metaphor is riding a roller coaster. I'm going to guess that many of you, perhaps all of us, have been on roller coasters before. Let me tell you, I love roller coasters most of the time. I love roller coasters all the way up until the moment when I'm sitting in the seat of one and they pull the harness over you and it clicks into place and they double check that it can't go anywhere. And then the car starts moving out of the safe space and into the sun and going up, up, up. That's the point at which I remember I don't like roller coasters at all. And we fly through and go up and down, and my stomach does an uncomfortable dance inside of me until everything slows down again. We pull back into where we started. And I think, yes, that was fun. I do like roller coasters, maybe. And then I get off and I go find another roller coaster to ride and remind me that I don't like roller coasters. But there's this thing that happens as you're getting off of a roller coaster and off to find your next one, is very often they funnel you through the gift shop or some sort of area where they try to get you to buy things related to the ride you just took, including pictures of you on that ride. It's a big screen, and they'll show the shots they took of the different riders. And I think these are absolutely hilarious to watch, to see people in the moment of fear just screaming or looking pained. And I've been thinking about this with Psalm 121 and wondering, where are people looking on a roller coaster? For I've learned that one thing you can do is you can look down at your feet as you're going. You can try to pretend like there's nothing going on around you. Live in denial, look down, and ignore everything. That's not a great option, but some folks do it. You can also look straight ahead. You can put your eyes right on whatever is coming up in front of us. You can see the hills and you can see the drops. You can see the twists and you can see the turns. The folks who are screaming the loudest in the pictures tend to have their eyes directly ahead. There's a third option not many folks take, but every once in a while I'll find myself on a roller coaster and look up at the sky. You ever sat the roller coaster right before going down, looking up and thinking, wow, it's really a beautiful day out here? It's a rare sort of moment, but it really changes your perspective. Reminds you that whatever you're going through, all of the ups and downs, the twists and the turns, are just one small moment in a much larger landscape. Psalm 121 says, I lift my eyes up to the hills. Where does my help come from? Friends, we can look down as we go through what we're about to go through. Try to pretend that it is not happening. We can look directly at it. Feel all of the emotions that it makes us feel as we push through. Or we can look up for a moment, not forgetting what we're going through, not trying to believe that it isn't happening, but knowing that it's all part of something much bigger, something that is held by the hands of God. Where does my help come from? It comes from God, who has made us all, who loves us all, and walks with us on the way, whether it be straight and narrow, or up and down with twists and turns. Friends, as we take this journey of Holy Week, let us go with God. Amen.